So, after last video where we made a fan-made moveset for Henry Stickmin, which, by the way, you're probably gonna want to watch that before this video, or else there'll be some confusing things in this video. I feel like we should introduce what I think his spirits, stage, and more should be if he were to be added to the Super Smash Bros. Series, franchise, thing, hoppin' around. Oh, by the way, with this banner, I know Steve isn't here, like where he's supposed to be, because now he's in Smash. But he's not here. I don't have the latest version of the banner here because I don't want it. But Steve is here because this is where I put him when I made my fan-made Steve Moveset. But now Steve is actually in Smash and he's right here in the banner. So yeah, that's just kind of cool and stuff. Anyways, the stage would be the Top Hat's ship. Out of the options, Top Hat ship, the complex, or the Top Hat's airship, specifically the Top Hat's spaceship, and the complex, I feel like those are definitely the three most iconic, and the airship would work best for a moveset. I mean, not moveset, stage. How it would work, you would start in either the far left or the far right of the airship. We'll get to the far right later. For now, we're going in the far left. And we just go from this room to this room, which, by the way, these are two images put together because you never see these rooms all as one, but you can tell they're connected. They're the same room, the cell room, and up here is a bridge, so this would all be one room here, and that's cool. Then you'd have this room, whatever it is. Then you'd have this little room, then you'd have this room, and then finally you'd have this room here. They'd all mostly just have slightly different layouts and maybe a few tiny things in each of them. And who knows, maybe the Top Hats from the background could shoot at you and stuff. I don't know, just throwing out some random ideas. And you'd either start at the far right and far left, and the stage would transition to either towards the right or then towards the left. And when it reached the end of its transition, or the end of the stage, I mean, it either just stay there for the whole match, or maybe it would loop back. I don't really know. And I know I didn't capture the layout of the airship perfectly, but this is pretty much the basic idea of what the airship is from left to right. And also, cool idea, I think it'd be neat if like this was open, the air dock thing here, and then Charles was there, and like he would shoot some stuff inside or something. I would just really like that, pretend that didn't pop up. I just really like that, because, well, he's Charles. Anyways, for his music, if he were in Smash Bros. Now, quick reminder for you gamers, you non-gamers, I mean, who have not seen my last moveset. If the song is green, that means it needs to be remixed. If it's red, that means it should not be remixed. And if it's yellow, it can be either one. We've got Press Start, Paragon X9, Night Tide, Drum and Chase, but the only reason it might need to be remixed is because it's rather short. Above the Clouds, the airship themes, yes, it's multiple songs in one, I think. Apocalypse 2012, but it's really long, so not the full song. Animotaxis, Pre-Game, Topbot, Valiant Hero, of course. Da Vinci, Overdrive! I have no idea why that song is called that, but I couldn't help but make that joke. Red-Headed Outlaw, Beware Mechs, Scouter Level, and of course, Diversion Dance. These are all really good songs. I'd recommend listening to some of them. Sadly, I couldn't include songs like the JoJo song, the Undertale song, the Earthbound song, etc., because those are references to things, and I don't really want to include those in a moveset. Because, however unlikely the character, I like to stick to things Nintendo would actually be likely to put in the game. Even still, just to keep my expectations down, I suppose. And also limit myself for a bit of a fun challenge while making the moveset. For Mii costumes, just some possible ideas for Mii costumes. If Henry Stickmin was not a fighter, but rather a Mii costume, he'd be a brawler and his music would be Scouter Level. Which is like, I think it's the Blade Form song? For Blade Form? I'm not entirely sure. And then, if he was in Smash, then costumes that could possibly come with him are Ellie, who would just be a hat, and Charles would also just be a hat. Maybe, no, they could totally be full outfits. What I'm talking about, no, they'd both be brawlers. Forget that, they'd both be brawlers, alright? Maybe even, like, Ellie could be a sword fighter with her stop sign or something. I don't know. Anyways, onto the spirits. First, we have the gamer, the boss, the absolute. This is the speedwagon of Henry Stickmin, pretty much. Charles, the one and only. I gave him a bit of a random but kind of interesting ability. You have a temporary attack power up after you lose a stock. I don't really know why I did this. I just kind of made it up. I mean, the whole stock loss thing could be related to you know what. But anyways, he'd be a primary with 3 stars. He'd have 2 slots for secondary spirits. In the fight, you'd go against Henry Stickmin third alt, which, remember, watch my last video to know what that is. Which is Charles. It's Henry Stickmin, but with headphones. And he'd also have a minion, which is Henry Stickmin first alt, just representing Stickmin himself. You'd be on the airship stage, hostile assist trophies would appear, and only certain characters would come from assist trophies. Specifically, the moon, because the moon crashes into the stage, and crashing into things is Charles' specialty. My hand just hit my Mega Man android and her staff fell off. I don't know if that's relevant, but it just happened. I don't think anyone cares. Next, we've got Ellie. She powers up most secondary spirits. Any secondary spirit that could be powered up. Like, let's say that the secondary spirit, I don't know, just physical attack up. Then it'd do even more physical attack up than it already did. I think that's a very interesting idea for a spirit. It should be a primary, 3-star, with 3 slots. The fight would put you against Henry Stickmin's second ult, with his first ult as a minion. And of course, Henry Stickmin's second ult is Ellie. And the Henry Stickmin first ult is, well, Henry. Gosh, I love this song. Anyways, you'd be on the airship stage. The enemy would prefer back throws and side specials, which are both moves Henry Stickmin uses in the moveset I made for him that I based off of things Ellie does. The enemy has increased speed, and the enemy will often do team combos. As a reference to, well, the friendship, their team Moveset, Stickmin and Ellie. Because they're both together, they do team combos. Next, we've got the Warden at the Wall. He'd raise all stats slightly. He'd be a secondary with 3 stars. He'd take up 2 slots. The fight would put you against the Henry Stickmin second ult, which is Henry Stickmin, but with a beard. You'd be on the airship stage, and the enemy is very aggressive. Next, we've got the Top Hat clan leader. Oh no, a gun! I'm gonna get demonetized. I don't know why I said that. Nothing, lol. Nothing, lol. Be a secondary, 1 star, 1 slot. You fight Henry Stickmin's 5th ult with the 6th ult as a minion. The 6th ult represents the right-hand man, and the 5th ult is, what's-his-face, the leader himself. You'd be on the airship stage, of course, and no frills battle. Next is the right-hand man himself. He would be mechanical attacks power up, so pretty much Megman and Rob would get buffed, and that's it. He'd be a secondary, 2-star, 1 slot. The fight would put you against Henry Stickmin's 6th ult on the airship stage. The enemy would start with a red blaster thingy. The enemy takes less damage and knockback than normal. Finally, for the 4-star spirit, we've got the one. I couldn't help but make the fighter, the last spirit, the final spirit, the 4-star spirit, triple threat. Henry, Ellie, and Charles all together. Oh, this is one of the best endings in the game, up there with Valiant Hero and the like. So basically, what they would do, it's another interesting one that I made up. The more teammates you have, the more attack power your team has. It's very, very interesting. Not like anything we've seen before, but I love it. They'd be a primary with 4 stars. They'd have 3 slots open. The fight would put you against Henry Stickmin's 1st, 2nd, and 3rd ults, representing Henry, Ellie, and Charles. You'd be on the airship stage, and the more enemies that are left, the more attack power they will have. So basically, the more of them they are, the more powerful they are. They're stronger together. The enemy will randomly get final smashes, and this is going to be confusing if you didn't watch the moveset. The enemy prefers the first and second options of their final smash. Pretty much the gist of it, Henry Stickmin Final Smash presents him with a choice: Top Hat Clan, Chaos Control Center, Ellie, or Charles. And the first and second options are Ellie and Charles, so I want to do that for their moveset. For the other random stuff, his series logo thing would be a teleporter. His boxing ring title would be Master of Choice Making. And for his classic move route, it'd be called Choose Your Own Adventure. And that's it for the Henry Stickmin moveset. Or, not the moveset. You already watched the moveset, I hope. This is the moveset expansion. Quick overview right here. His stage would be the airship. His series logo would be the teleporter. His classic mode route would be Choose Your Own Adventure. For the spirits, we've got the right-hand man, Triple Threat, the Warden, Ellie, Charles, and the Top Hat Clan leader. For music, we've got Press Start, Paragon X9, Night Tide, Drum and Chase, Above the Clouds, the Airship Themes, Apocalypse 2012, Animo Taxis, Pre-Game, Top Bot, Valiant Hero, of course, Da Vinci, Overdrive, Red-Headed Outlaw, Beware Mechs, Scouter Level, and, of course, Diversion Dance. And that really is all for the Henry Stickmin moveset expansion. I had a lot of fun with this one and the main moveset itself. I highly recommend you check them out. I really want Henry Stickmin in Smash, because this games are way better than they should be. I know he will never get in. I know. We'd be so lucky if we got, like, a Spirit event or something. I wouldn't even believe that. But I would like it if Nintendo did Spirit events based off relevant games like Fall Guys and Among Us. not just whatever they feel like. But yeah, anyways, for now, gamers, this has been Flaming Game 7. Make sure to tune in late October for the next moveset. The next one won't be about Smash Bros, though. It's going to be a lot more interesting. But for now, gamers, this is going to be Flaming Game 7, leaving you on that cliffhanger. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow my Twitter, and remember, kids, eat your green vegetables.